Okay, guys, we have an update when it comes to Celeste Hernandez and David, and this time it has to do with a private investigator unveiling some very important information. Now, this man's name right here is Stephen Fisher, and he is a private investigator. He is accredited and everything. I looked him up, and he's pretty amazing. He is the same man that just put out the information to the public about David's Tesla. He put out the citation information and more. Yesterday, he claimed that he was talking to some of Celeste's family and friends who said the last time that they spoke with Celeste was in July. And he went on and he ended up getting a little bit more specific about this. He said it happened at the end of July and she would no longer respond to anybody. I thought the timing of what he said when talking to her friends and family was pretty significant because we also saw similar allegations coming from a Reddit post before that body was even positively identified as Celeste. So when they first found out that somebody, but it was unidentified, was in the frunk of David's Tesla, they started talking about it on Reddit. And this guy right here said, "This guy is a PDF file from what I heard. My sister, who is now in 9th grade, told me that when he was dating an 8th grader, let's just call her C, she would go on trips with him to LA. He goes on to say that C has been missing for over a month now and no one knows her whereabouts. Definitely something strange is going on." Then the day that Celeste was positively identified as being the one in that frunk, somebody commented back to him and said, "He's lying. His timeline doesn't add up. Celeste was missing since 2024, not just a month." He responds, "Yes, she was missing for that long officially, but she still had friends who were in contact with her. Again, I'm not sure what her family life was like. It seemed very broken to me, which makes me believe she didn't want to go back home. What I meant was my sister and her friends lost all contact with Celeste for over a month. Since early or mid-August, I'm not too sure." With David's tour dates, we know July 30th is when that tour was supposed to kick off, but it actually got pushed to July 31st for his first show in San Francisco, California. But then he would go to Phoenix, Arizona for a day, but then he would come back to California, only 2 hours away from Los Angeles, to Del Mar, California for 2 days, with a little gap in between both shows. The first show in Del Mar, California was August 2nd, and then he would perform again on August 5th. That timeline could be consistent with him being around his home during this time. And today he went on Pop Crime TV with Lauren Collins on YouTube. I highly suggest you go watch this video if you haven't, and told us new information that he found out. So first he starts out with giving us a little bit of insight about Celeste's family, and he says Celeste's dad doesn't even live in the United States and her mother cannot speak English. He claims the first time that Celeste went missing, which was February 14th of 2024, Celeste's family knew that she was gone with David. He then goes on to say that he could confirm that there was an email sent to David's manager from this family friend who is talking to her on behalf of Celeste's mother because she can't speak English. And it was of this missing person poster of Celeste, which is a big deal because if this email was sent, that would mean that David and the people around him would for sure know that Celeste was not of age and was in fact a missing runaway. Then say the day after this family friend sent this email to David's manager that Celeste would return home by herself. And this family friend that was talking to this private investigator and showed him this email said that after she came back, literally about a month later, she would run away again. But she said the next time that she returned, the police would actually bring Celeste back home, which is very consistent with the story that we heard from Celeste's former teacher, who said the first time she went missing with David, she came back, and then another time she went missing again, and she was brought back by police. Also just heard this from a family friend that talked to the LA Times who said, on one occasion, Celeste came home by herself, and another time, police brought her home. At the same time, this also brings to light with exactly what Celeste's brother was telling NBCLA at the very beginning of all of this. He told NBCLA that the family was aware of the alleged relationship between Celeste and David, and he claimed that his sister vanished after going to see a movie with David in last May and then never returned again. Her brother also said that David would frequently pick up his sister in the same Tesla Model Y in which her remains were later discovered. And this would also make more sense into why Celeste's mother told TMZ that her daughter had a boyfriend named David and a tattoo on her right index finger that read "shh," matching David's tattoo. Remember, this mother told this to TMZ, and then TMZ would go report this to the police, and then from there, the police would call Celeste's mother, and then they were able to identify that it was in fact Celeste. This private investigator, Steve Fisher, now saying all of this stuff kind of puts it more in perspective for everybody, because I know everybody has been confused when it came to her mother saying that they knew that she had a boyfriend named David. And it just shows when you put these things together piece by piece, it just shows the story kind of coming together. Now, knowing more people that were close to Celeste are coming out and confirming that the last time they talked to her in July, and also saying that there was an email sent to David's manager well in 2024 saying that she was a runaway minor, is a huge deal. But y'all, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.